Prop Nation Betting Show is filmed on the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to all First Nations people, as well as elders past, present, and emerging. What's up, Prop Nation? It's your boy John here. Today we're back with another edition of the footy. Round 6 is upon us, and very excited to talk about this week ahead. We've got a bunch of really good matchups, including tonight. We've got the Saints and the Dogs. Bombers taking on the Crows. Should be a good game in Adelaide, as well as the Cats taking on the Lions as well. That'll be a great one in Brisbane. Glad that you're here. Glad that you're with us. Hope you've been enjoying the content. Please like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter as well, and leave a review if you're listening on Apple and Spotify as well. Hope you're enjoying our draft series as well. Sully and I did the NFL draft. We've been slowly leaking out that content over the last couple of days. It's been really good. Looking forward to the NFL draft, and trying to get Sully to do a couple of hockey props. So we'll see now the Stanley Cup playoffs have come along. We want to get really into that as well. We'll see how we go. See, he's a busy boy. Looking forward to bringing you some great ideas for some bets this weekend in the footy. As always, never gamble more than you can afford to lose. Whoops. Also, help us out there if you need as well.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
All right, we'll get into our first matchup, which is tonight. So I think by the time you listen to this, though, it will have been and gone. You can, if you have missed it, you can always follow along. We do the bus ride. I think I was on bottom belly to kick a goal. And Josh Battle, who we wanted him to get 15 touches, he just had a baby today or yesterday or something like that. So that's what we're on for that one. So we won't spend too much time on that. Over under is 156.5 at Marvel Stadium. It's quite low. Dogs have been a bit of a wild card so far this season. And it is the Saints favored 1.5. I'm on the Saints for this one, I think. Although, wow, money's coming in on the Dogs late. Hey, there you go. Jamari Ugle-Hagan, late scratch as well. Roy Lobb is coming in for him. Not sure how I feel about that one. Let's jump to the Friday night game. It's in Adelaide. It's between the Crows and the Bombers, as mentioned. Anytime goal scorer. And what I'll say about Adelaide is I was going through the anytime goal scorer numbers. I'm not really sure I'm into the value here. Texas like $1.05. Isaac Rankin has gone from $1.25 down to $1.10. Fogarty's sitting at like $1.15. So nothing here really strikes me as good value. Even I'm looking at like maybe Ben Keys, $1.40. He's had 7 goals, 10 shots at goal, and 22 score involvement. So the conversions there have been pretty good for him. If I was to go in any direction, I might be looking at the Bombers here. The one that I like to score. So Will Setterfield is still around there. Ben Hobbs has been playing in the forward line as well. He's only just sort of started to really get a lot of the ball. But at $2, there could be some value there because he has yet to score a goal, but he has 2 shots at goal as well. But they move their mids and their forwards around quite a lot. So could be a tricky one to follow. We are on Dyson Heppel. He had a down week last week, just the 18 touches, so he didn't get to the 20. But I'm okay with that because I expect a bounce back week and we might be able to extract value out of that. So I'm looking at Dyson Heppel, 20 plus touches. And I might put that together. Oh, I still really like Jade Gresham. His number is sitting around 40% chance to kick a goal. He's $1.30. So that's gone down a little bit as well. But I'm kind of into that number. I don't mind that one there. Cross now to the Saturday day game. It's at the MCG. It is the Pies taking on Port Adelaide. And if memory serves me, this time last year when I was very hyped for Port Adelaide, I seem to recall them not doing too well in this game. In fact, there's that famous Nick Dacos goal that he scored when he took the team on and scored from the boundary line or something like that and took it inside 50. What a goal. Pies are favorited -3.5 and the over-under is 167.5. I don't fully expect the same result as last time. It'd be interesting to see what Collingwood are like though, coming off their recent bye. Model is still liking Nick Dacos to score, though I'm not really going there. You know who is interesting? He's been playing pretty poorly for his standards, Jordan De Goey. He did have 31 touches in round 4, though. And Model likes him to score a goal. He's scored 2 goals already, 7 shots a goal, and 26 score involvements. So we could be looking at something there for Jordan De Goey. And usually betting the unders has been good up until their last game. If I'm looking at touches, though, I'm looking at, so this is kind of a strange one, but John Noble, he's not like the most premier player, but he did have 23 touches in his last game. And then before that, he had 24 touches, and his line has been sitting around 15.5. So you could sort of look that way as well. It's a bit risky because it's John Noble and they're playing Port Adelaide, but there might be something there if you want to try and extract some value. Otherwise, go-tos, you could do Nick Dacos for 25 plus touches as well. We might look that way. And then the other one that I quite like, even Scott Pendlebury had a bit of a down game. I think he got injured in the last game, but if he's back from injury, then he could be worth looking at as well. Tom Mitchell has been playing a little bit better as well. And just a quick breakdown of Port Adelaide as well. So some of the numbers we like here. So Jeremy Finlayson is going to miss a fair bit of time. Good. Charlie Dixon stepping in for should be a good number as well. Todd Marshall, if you can get him for like multiple goals, like I reckon like 2 goals might be good. The other one I really like is Darcy Byrne-Jones. Now, Sam Palpepper came back into the lineup last week and he was okay. He did have 2 shots a goal and didn't manage to score a goal as a forward, so could look his way as well if he's around like $1.50. But Darcy Byrne-Jones, who has been kicking goals, he has 9 goals on the season and he sits around $1.60. So I really like that. He didn't get any goals last week, so I'm kind of into him having a bit of a bounce back week this week. Jason Horne-Francis has been playing some really good football since he came back from injury, and he's kind of let us down the last 2 weeks, but I'd love to see a bounce back from Willem Drew. But it might be the case that like Connor Rozee, Zach Butters, Jason Horne-Francis, these are the main guys, and Willem Drew's not been back to that standard that we're used to seeing him earlier in the season. That must be the Jason Horne-Francis effect. Cross now back to Melbourne for the Blues and the Giants. This should also be a very good matchup. Line is Blues -2.5. Another very tight one. Over under sitting at 175.5. And as far as goal scorers go, so the main ones that we're looking at, Charlie Curnow and Harry Mackay, obviously good chance to score a goal. So we might even try to get them for like 2 or 3. Sam Taylor's going to be out for the Giants after that really bad knock last week. So we might be able to get a bit of value there. And then if we're looking at disposals, this is where it gets a bit tricky because you can rely on someone like Patrick Cripps, who week in and week out has been very good for at least 20 touches, but that's kind of where it sort of sits. It doesn't really get too much beyond 20 touches, and there's not much value in that as well. Sam Walsh came back last week. His line was 25.5. He got 34 touches, so that was really nice value. And I was on Adam Chera unders. He didn't even end up playing as a result of that. So we were all over that. It could be the case with George Hewitt, but this is the thing with the Blues is you don't really get strong value from the books for these guys who just really week in, week out play really well. I was sort of even looking at maybe like Adam Sard, but last week, 6 touches and then he got injured. So it depends if he's playing or not. For the Giants, for a goal scorer as well, we got that Tom Green goal that we'd been looking for the last couple of weeks. That came last week. So it still likes him to, the model still likes him to kick another goal, but he is, obviously not a week in, week out goal scorer. He does have 3 goals in the season though, with 6 shots at goal and 41 score involvements. Definitely racks up a lot of touches as well, although he's not up to his usually sort of 30s disposal line in the last couple of weeks, but we could get a bounce back there. Lockie Wheatfield still playing really well as far as touches go. Oh man, we were on Finn Callahan last week. 18 touches he finished with, and he had like 2 fumbles in the last 5 minutes of the game. It killed us. He looked so gassed as well. It's just watching him run around, try and chase the ball, try and play catch up. It just didn't happen for him. We should have gone on Josh Kelly. I'm going to go on Josh Kelly this week. Josh Kelly's been playing some great football. He could kick a goal. He will definitely get the 20-plus touches that we've been looking for. Hopefully, we can extract some value there. So those are the ways that I'm going to look for this particular game. We might even have to incorporate a third one there. We'll head up now to the Gabba in Brisbane for Brisbane to play my Mighty Cats. Let's go. Over-under is sitting at 166.5, and Lions are 12.5 point favourites. Now, I'm looking at the rain forecast, and it says 85% chance of rain in Brisbane at kickoff. So, potentially we could be in for a bit of a rain game in this one. So, maybe we'll look at unders. What I will say about this one is Geelong, most of their games have all gone the overs, and then with Brisbane, most of the games have all gone the unders. So sitting around 166, it's opened at 169.5, so it looks like money's coming in on the unders, as the weather gets closer to date. A couple of bets we had last week. Hugh McCluggage has come through for 20-plus touches again, as usual. Lions look like they're sort of starting to get the ball rolling, get it together. Charlie Cameron will be playing. He's not suspended. He was getting a few touches as well. Cam Rayner has even been playing well. Zach Bailey's been playing well the last 3 weeks. He's hit his 20+. Josh Dunkley does it week in and week out, even if you want to get 25. So there's lots of really good options in there. Model really likes Cam Rayner to kick a goal as well. He was good value for a while there. He was about $1.75. I actually think that's come down in the last couple of weeks, but I think that we could still look that way for Cam Rayner to kick a goal. This is a really good matchup for him. And then on the Cats side of things, I think we're expecting Patrick Dangerfield to come back. We're expecting Tom Hawkins to come back into the lineup. The old man arrested now, so that's good. We might lose Brandon Parfitt. He has been good to us, but that's okay. I think we could look at maybe here Jeremy Cameron to kick a couple of goals, I want to say. Maybe 2, maybe even 3, although he's coming off his bag of 6 last week, so that'll be hard to compete with. Ollie Henry didn't kick any goals last week from memory. Oh, he kicked one goal. So maybe there might be something in there. Ollie Dempsey as well. We're on him for a long shot goal, and he came through. That was delightful to see. So we could go there as well. Now, Max Holmes, 20-plus touches. Still quite like that, even with Patrick Dangerfield back, because he has hit over this every week, and he's still kind of good value to do that. Even Brian Myers has still been getting really involved. So somewhere between Brian Myers, Max Holmes. We'll check it out closer to kickoff, but I'm quite into these two. Alrighty, next game we'll go to now in Perth is the Western Derby. It's between the West Coast Eagles, who are now the Best Coast Eagles, of course, no longer the Worst Coast Eagles, and the Freo Dockers. Over-under is sitting at 163.5, and Freo are 32.5 point favourites. So Freo have been playing in typically lower scoring games. Most of all of their games, except for one, have gone the under. But West Coast, we know you can be scored on. I wouldn't even mind looking at a few West Coast anytime goal scorer props as well. We'll start with Freo, though. And all of their guys have just been week in and week out playing really, really well. Luke Ryan playing really well. Luke Jackson hitting his 20+. Jordan Clark still did it. Our Lord and Savior, James Aish, he was under last week. So the under finally came through for James Aish. Could go back to it. Depends on how we're feeling. Hayden Young's been playing really, really well. Caleb Serong has been down for, the way he started the season, but we could come back. Even Andrew Brayshaw as well had a down week. So if you can find good value on Andrew Brayshaw, go back to James Aish if you can. Jordan Clark, I think he's always the safer bet as well. That could be really good for the disposals lines. Sam Swiskowski could be a good value to kick a goal. Caleb Serong, would be nice to see him finally kick a goal as well. He just never gets involved he never has a shot at goal despite his involvements. He has had 5 shots at goal on the season, so he's good for at least 1 per game, but he hasn't converted on any of them. So kind of interesting to see. We'll jump now to the Worst Coast Eagles, which I can't even call them that anymore. They are now officially the Best Coast Eagles after their great win over the Tigers last week. So we're looking at Jake Waterman could be a good shot to kick a goal. Model quite likes him. If you can get him for $1.50, that'd be good. The other one we've been looking at is Noah Long, $2.50 long shot, but he's been playing in the forward line. So he does have a goal in the season, 5 shots at goal, 15 score involvements. Love to see him get involved. He just doesn't get very many touches, which is why we don't love it. But if you are super keen, after 27 touches last week, Harley Reid didn't get a goal last week, but he could come back into the lineup, into the forward line and get a goal. He has been playing mostly in the midfield, though, but it has been exciting to watch him kick goals. And then for touches. Now, Jeremy McGovern did have a down week last week. Must have been those teeth he lost. 15 touches, so not looking too good there. But Elliot Yeo has been playing pretty well. I can't put him for 25 touches. I just don't really trust it that much. If you want 20 plus touches, Liam Duggan has been playing pretty well the last 4 weeks. Last 4 weeks, he's had 28, 21, 30, 22, and his line has been sitting around 22.5. So Liam Duggan could also be a good way to look in that one as well. We'll head over now to the Sydney Swans at the SCG. They're taking on the Gold Coast Suns. Suns do have a history of playing Sydney fairly hard at the SCG, so it hasn't always just been a cakewalk for the Swans in years past, although they do still seem to play pretty well. Over-under sitting at 172.5, and the Swans are 20.5 point favourites. Players we like here to kick goals. Well, we've really been liking what Will Hayward has been doing. Hopefully still good value. Even Chad Warner as well to kick a goal can sometimes come through, which I don't mind as well. Or you could do Papley for like 2 goals. He usually plays really, really well at the SCG. And we can couple this with disposals because Isaac Heaney, he's still having one of the best seasons that we've seen from a Swan in a long time. 26 touches. The week before last ones are coming off bye, but he's been hitting it over 20 touches every week. Errol Goulding has been hitting over his 20 plus touches every week, but his line has been sitting around 26.5, and he just has not been getting there where you need him. Similar with Chad Warner, he just missed his line by 119 last week, the last time they played for Chad Warner as well. So could be worth looking at him there. Justin McInerney, we've been hitting on the 20 plus touches for Justin McInerney, and that's been coming through for us. So I'm kind of interested in going back to him. He hasn't let us down yet, and he hasn't really given us reason to believe that he would either. But on the other side of the ball, the Gold Coast Suns, now these guys have provided quite a lot of value. The one who's been really interesting is Sam Closey. So he had 18 touches last week, but in his first game, he had 22 touches, and he has been good value for 20 plus touches. So I'd be looking that way. Sam Flanders has been playing lights out. You could get him for 25 touches if you want. Tuke Miller, you can't get for 25 touches, even though he is a good chance to get it. He doesn't always get it this season. And even Braden Fiorini has been playing really well. 22 touches last week. He did have a down week of 15, but then before that it was 24 and 21 as well. So you could probably put him in a ticket of 20 plus touches at the SCG. I like their chances here. And then to kick a goal, Model likes Bailey Humphrey, who's kicked 1 goal, 5 shots at goal, and 25 score involvements. He is playing half forward as well. At $1.50, you could probably put him in as well. You could still potentially go back to Noah Ainsworth as well. I often like looking that way as well. All right, we will finish up with the final game of the round. And gee, I tell you what, this one's going to be probably the greatest one of all of them. It is North Melbourne taking on the Hawthorn Hawks, Mighty Hawks. No, as you can tell, I'm being sarcastic. Over-under is 174.5, and the Hawthorn Hawks are minus 17.5 point favourites. I don't see them as 3 goal favourites in this one. I kind of think that's a bit silly. I really like the value on North Melbourne there. So anytime goal scorers for North Melbourne, there is not a lot. Nick Larkey has been playing really well. If you want, you could try him for 2 goals, but I'd actually rather look at Paul Curtis. 9 goals, 18 shots at goal, and 27 score involvements, and he sits at $1.65, and he plays the full forward line as well. So Paul Curtis, he was okay with the Cats last week. He did kick a goal against the Cats last week. He just doesn't touch the ball too much, which is not great. And then 4 touches. Bailey Scott has been playing really, really well the last couple of weeks. He's had 1 down week, which was round 3. And then all the weeks he's gone 20 plus touches over. So that's really nice to see. Harry Sheasel, 25 plus touches. Man, at this point, you could even put him down for 30 plus touches. He's had at least 30 touches in every single game. I think he actually leads the league there. And Luke Davies-Uniacke, 25 plus touches as well. Tom Powell had a great bounce back last week. We were on him. His line was 24.5 and he got 26. And I was fully expecting him to have a bounce back week. And Zach Fisher as well is an interesting one. 20 plus touches in every game he's played in all 5 games this season. So if you want to get some really good value out of someone, I recommend Zach Fisher there, especially against the Hawks. Let's cross now to the Hawks. Connor Nash, most likely to score a goal. We're thinking is Connor Nash. He's playing full forward at the moment in times. He's had 0 goals, 2 shots at goal, and 18 score involvements. Why a full forward has had 0 goals in the season? I'm not sure what's going on in Hawthorn. Of course, they had the mouthguard training this week. They're all practicing their cuddling technique. So hopefully they're a bit better. They didn't really show up last week. So what we want to see here. Yeah, so James Warple had a down week last week. There's not much value there. Yeah, you know what? I'm off the Hawks. I'm on North Melbourne for this one. I'm going to ride them for, 17.5. I really like that. Moneyline is sitting around $3. Yeah, I like that even just to outright win this game. And then all of the goal scorers, the touches, I think it's going to sit with North Melbourne. Just can't see anything that's good value on the Hawks side of things because there's Warple, there's Newcomb, there's Scrimshaw, but none of them are good value for 20 plus touches. And they all had a down week last week. One player had more than 20 touches last week for the Hawks. It was Carl Amon with 26. So forget about it. It's not a good investment for you. That's going to do it for another week of the footy. Glad that you watched it. Glad that you're still with us. If you are, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment on YouTube as well, and we'll get back to you too. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter as well. We'll be having some draft coverage coming up as well as the NFL draft kicks off next week, which is going to be exciting. And then that'll lead into round 7. Man, there's going to be a lot of footy. There's like 5 straight days or 6 straight days of footy next week, plus the NFL draft. Woo! Can't wait for that one. Until then, enjoy the footy this week. Hope your team wins or something like that. We'll catch you next week. See you later.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.